Welcome back to the CX show. As always, I'm joined here with Dad.
Hage.
And
that's for the Swedish people.
Yeah, right. And Alex. And we have a special guest to send us off this year, Peter from the Big Food Group. Thank you, Peter, for joining us today. And
it's a pleasure.
You know, I know you've done other podcasts, right? But
yes.
tell us about your journey, your story, right? But I'm also, what I really want to dive into today is more family dynamics and how your business runs with your children in it. So start off with, who you are and what you do and what the company's under.
So the company was established in 2007. And I don't know how much you've heard about it, my story, but I'll start again. So it started in 2007. So I used to have chicken bars. So in 97, 98, 99, chicken bars were huge in Melbourne. You probably remember.
Yeah.
Everyone was going to charcoal chicken shops. It was just the flavour of the month. And I jumped on early and I opened 5 stores. And I did very well out of the stores, but I started getting bored. And you can only sort of target the market that you're in. For example, if you're in Doncaster, you can only target the Doncaster market and as much disposable income's in the area, you can't grow. You get it to, let's say, 25, 30 grand a week and you're done. You can't grow anymore.
Yeah.
So I wanted to push myself. So I remember sitting on a bucket of mayonnaise in the back of the shop and it was a Master Foods product. And I looked over and I said, man, they're the only ones that are fucking doing this, man. Why can't I get in and do this? So I went home and I said to my wife, I said, look, you know what? We're going to start making mayonnaise and sauces. She thought, here we go again. He's moved the goalposts.
How old were you this time?
When I started Eight Food, 27.
27.
27, I opened my first store, but I was 21 when I opened my first store. So I had about 5 or 6 years in chickens, charcoal chicken.
Yeah.
And that was good. That was really good, you know, opening store after store and meeting a lot of people. I met a lot of people, networked with a lot of people. And I'll tell you how it went full circle from the chicken shop. And anyway, so I hired a food technologist, which works for me today full time. So 17 years ago, I hired this food tech and I said to her, look, I want to make a fat-free, gluten-free product. And at the time, that was new. No one knew what gluten-free was. They thought it tastes different and no one was doing fat-free. So I went to all the stores and I started selling stores bucket by bucket. $6 margin, $5 margin, $8 margin, bucket by bucket. It's going to every chicken bar. And I knew chicken bars off the back of my hand. I knew exactly how to sell it to them. And I was, at the time, Leonica Poultry was booming, chemically free chicken. So I was telling him, look, you got a chemically free chook, but you haven't got a fat-free salad. You need a fat-free salad. So it was working well.
No brainer.
Yeah, no brainer. And it was, I tell you something, it got traction. And I was selling a lot of it. And I had a little factory, probably 80 square meters in Reservoir, a little tank, mixing with a paddle. I got the paddle from a surf shop for canoes. And I was mixing the sauces with the paddle with the canoe. Should have taken photos back then, but you don't know.
No.
And me and my wife, I'd make it, at night and sell it during the day. And it went on for a couple of years and we did well. We got a lot of traction. And let me fast forward a little bit because it doesn't get boring, but no one likes the boring bits, I guess. So I'll tell you exactly how it happened where I was in a position where it was either sink or swim. And I was at a stage where I was selling a lot of stock through distributors. And the rule of thumb is with manufacturers is you sell to distributors and distributors sell to stores.
Yeah.
It's called turning orders. So you go to the store, you sell your product to the store. Do you like my product? Yes, I do. Who's your distributor? PFD.
Yep.
Okay, go to PFD. I've got a store. And it's called a turning order. And you do that. But once I gained some traction, Master Foods didn't like it. Kraft didn't like it. All the big boys didn't like it. And they were offering truck deals. So they'd go into, let's say, the local distributor of that area. And I say, look, you know what? You're buying a lot of this product, but we'll offer you a truck deal on the same product. So they'll buy 20 pallets. 2 truck deals, even better price. 40 pallets. What happens to me? I'm getting no sales now. So when you start hemorrhaging $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 a month, from sales, you start feeling it. And that's when I lost my home. I was 30. I lost my home. I lost an investment property and I had to start again. But I started again with a different mentality. I said, I'm not going to go down the traditional route. Because distributors are penny pinchers. All they do is worry about 5 cents, 10 cents. They'll drop you for 10 cents. So I said, okay, I'm going to split my business in three. I'm going to do the route trade, which is shops, strip shops, cafes, restaurants, whatever you want to call them. Then I'm going to do retail. Then I'm going to do a commercial arm of my business, which does all white label, private label stuff, franchises, things like that with their brand on it. So I put vans on the road. And that's how I built my cash flow, because I was selling direct to store. And the whole thing shifted then. The whole thing shifted. So, and then I said, okay, so that part of the business is great. I need a retail arm. I need some brand awareness. And then I had a choice. Do I go with Coles? Do I go with Woolworths? Or do I go with a global giant? Who do I go with? So I looked at Coles. Okay, 800 stores. Yeah, good. But they're not in Japan. They're not in Korea. They're not in China. They're not in Taiwan. Woolworths, same. So who do I choose? I choose Costco. I go to Costco. I'm with Costco now 12 years. We're the dominating product in the D13 aisle. And it's opened doors for us. We export to other countries with 3 products. And at one stage, we probably had 7 SKUs just in D13. And that's how the original Source company was born, Kathy's Kitchen and all that, because we had sub-brands putting them through the retail arm of the business.
Yep.
And then I said, okay, so that's humming away. And then I started my commercial account. So, all your franchises. One franchise that I can name because I'm proud to support, and I'm very good friends with Greg, which is Hunky Dory. So we do all Hunky Dory's work. But a lot of those type of franchises, 30 stores, 20 group stores, we do a lot of their brand, and we make their products. So now I've got 3 categories. If one drops, I've got 2 that can carry the one. If the other one drops, I've got another 2, you know what I mean? So you're never quiet. And if you're quiet at all 3, that means everybody's quiet. Yeah. You don't have to blame yourself for it. And that's how the company's built, hence why we called it Big Food Group, because I thought, you know what, I can't keep calling it 8 Food because I have sub-brands under the brand now. So that's how we named it Big Food Group, and that's only recent.
When did you bring those other brands on?
Probably about 18 months ago, one of them, and then probably about 3 years ago, just on COVID, the original Source company. Spice mix, we do a lot of flavorings and spice blends for customers. So it's been a hell of a journey. And we've got into where we are, but we're still growing. We're still expanding. We still need it, as your father would know. But let me tell you something. The reason why I came, and you're probably thinking why I chose to come on your podcast, because I get these requests all the time. And I'll tell you why I came on yours. I was watching a clip probably about a month ago, maybe more. And there was a lady on here, and she got very emotional, started crying. And I thought,
That's my mum.
and I thought, you know what? I can resonate with this woman. And then I find out it's your wife, it's your mother.
Yeah.
And I thought, this family has rolled through the punches. This family's gone through what I've gone through. They've actually done it. And this is when you feel, and this is what I say, people connect with people because they've gone through the same pain. Even just sitting with people, you know who's rolled with the punches. You know who's done the hard work. Because it's easy to make money today. People think it's hard. It's not. You want to make quick money, all you're going to do is compromise your ethics and your morals. But that's something me and your dad won't do, and I'm guessing you guys won't do because your dad's taught you something. You see it every day. Yeah. You see it every day. Someone will just stand in front of the camera, have $100,000 and say, this can be yours for $10 a month. It's very easy because 48% of the country is living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. And they only save 10% of their wage. So you're selling hopes and dreams. So all you're going to do is just hold some money in front of the camera, and there's someone in pain on the other side that will give you $20 a month. It's not hard. But do you want to do that? Do you want to be known to say, you know what, I'm chasing the vulnerable, I'm chasing the weak? Or do you want to build a legacy? Do you want to build a company that stands the test of time, that your kids are proud of, that your kids can walk around and say, you know what, my dad did this, just as much as how you spoke about your dad a moment ago. And that's the difference. If you want to go down the route that me and your father has gone down, that's going to take a lot of years and a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice, and you'll end up seeing your mother crying on the table because it is a lot. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work. My wife's done the same. She's worked with us. My kids work with me. All my 3 boys work in the business, and I tell my boys all the time. I said, you know what the biggest gift a child can give to a parent? What do you think it is?
The biggest gift that
that you could give to your father. What do you think the biggest gift you can give to your dad? So you don't know because you're thinking maybe Dad needs a Ferrari.
No,
I'd say just
I was
quality
saying
time.
love.
I'll tell you what the biggest gift.
thinking-
I'll tell you what the biggest gift you can give to your dad, and that's take away the burden. Because your dad worries about you every day, and your dad worries that if he goes, it's knock on wood, something happens to him. Will you guys be okay? So if you take that burden away, where your dad can get up every morning and say, "My boys are good, my boys are strong, my boys can run the company. They don't really need me." That's the burden. That's when your dad goes, "I'm done. My job's done as a dad." That's the biggest gift. And that's what I tell my boys. I say, the only thing I want from you is to see you stand on your own 2 feet. That's it. I don't want anything else. I want to see you strong, confident, running the company, and me looking from afar and going, "You know what? I'm proud of this little shit. He's done okay. He's done it." And these are the morals that I pump into my kids every day, every day.
And it's hard.
It's
Hard because, especially when you see them starting to veer off track,
Yeah,
and you have to bring them back.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, I've been through that with both my boys.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
I remember, and by the way, your story, just what you've told us now, it mirrors us.
I mean, I saw your wife. I saw it. I saw it firsthand. But people will only understand it if they've gone through it. Someone else just says, "Oh, yeah, this lady must have gone through, oh, these kids must be bad kids. Look at the lady's crying on the table." But she's crying for other reasons. Yeah. She's saying, "I've killed myself just to get here, to give you kids a better life. And I want you guys now to take it and run with it and just fucking kick goals." It's very hard. It's not hard to run a successful, honourable business.
You know, when Jack was, I think it was about 15 or 16, he had this friend that came home, and his mum, my wife Marie, she said to him, "Make sure," because he said, "I want to go to his house," and he said, "You know, Rose, make sure you clean the kitchen before you go.
Yes.
Clean the kitchen, then you
Yes.
can go." Anyway, she came home, kitchen wasn't clean, right?
Yep.
So she rings him up and says to him, "Come back now and clean the kitchen. You were supposed to clean the kitchen." I mean, some people might think it's just a little thing, but it's not. It's a big thing when all you have to do is this task,
Yeah.
right? That's all. No big deal. Anyway, Jack comes back and he was pretty upset that, you know, he got dragged away from his friend and she embarrassed him.
Yes.
Right? And he said, "Oh, my friend said that, you know, if his mum had told him to do that, he would have punched her in the mouth."
Oh, that's not going to fucking happen now.
So
I'll tell you now.
I said to him, "Jack, as of this day forward, you are never to see that kid again." He goes, "Dad, he's my best friend." I said, "No, he's not.
Yeah.
You are not to see him ever again.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not welcome in this house, and
Yeah.
you're not allowed to go there."
Yeah.
And to his credit,
Yep.
he did
Yep.
sever ties.
Yep.
That kid went off on a bad road. And I think he's straightened himself out
Yeah.
from what I've heard since. But that's the type of bringing your kids in line that I was talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? And it's very important and crucial, accountability. You know, they have to have a sense of accountability and a sense of high standards for themselves, the kids.
Yeah,
They have
high
to.
standards.
You know, I on the previous podcast, I said in your 20s, you have to lock in and do all the hard work, pay the price.
Yep.
I got fucking slaughtered. People send messages, "Oh, you know, easy for you to say." They were saying like, "Oh, no, I think they should live their lives and travel." Yeah, no worries. Well, in your 40s, don't fucking complain then.
Yep.
I hear them all the time.
Yep.
They're complaining.
Yep.
You need to put in the work in early.
Like you, 21, had my own shop.
Yeah.
I think I was 20 or 20. It's around there, right? Got my own shop. You know, would get up 3:30 every morning, go to the market. There was no, I've got a bit of a cold today, I'm not going to work.
Nah,
I remember driving the truck with a dislocated shoulder.
there's no,
Right? And
there's
it was
no
manual,
excuse.
right, on the tree. I'm going like this.
There's no
you
excuse.
know?
There's no excuse, and I always say it. It's not. What do they say? It's not your fault the way you're born, but it's your fault the way you die, because you have
that's
choices
good.
while you're living. And when you live, if people say to me, "I've got a habit of sleeping in. I've got a habit of going out with my mates. Oh, I just can't. I've got a habit of drinking." It's not a fucking habit. When you realise something, it's not a habit anymore. It's a choice. That's not a choice. A habit is something that you're doing that you don't know you're doing until someone points it out. The moment someone points out something to you and says, "Hey, you got a habit of doing that," you can't keep saying it's a habit now. Now it's been addressed. Now it's a choice. This is a choice now that you keep deciding to sleep in every fucking day. So I say it all the time. In your 20s, put in the hard work. Don't listen to all these Karens and these woke fucking gooses that jump online and tell you, no, you need to travel and see the world. No, there's times for that and there's moments for that. When you're older and you have kids and you have loans and you have responsibilities, it's so hard to start a business. So hard to start a business when you have all those burdens on top of you. You got to do everything when you're young and free, when you're in your 20s, when you have it does not really matter if you fail. Start again. This is why I say, and I say to my boys all the time, I say, look, you have an opportunity here. You have so much infrastructure. We own all the verticals. There's nothing we don't outsource anything. We have our own lab testing, micro, R&D. We have our own machinery. We make the products. We even have our own distribution, like the vans and that. So there's no excuse. Start making products. So what I've done is with the boys, I said, look, we've got these 3 categories. And the only thing we're missing now is an online presence in terms of sales online, products that can sell online. And that's what the boys are working on now. They're working on building products that can sell online.
So how long have your boys been in the business for?
So Mikey's 23.
Yep.
He's been in since he was 16, left school at 16.
Okay, yep.
Nico is 21. He left at 16. And Jordan just left now. He's 17, 16 and a half, 17.
And
they all left at 16.
How does that conversation go when
they
did
come
they
to me?
want to leave, like with you and your wife, when they ask, I don't want to stay at school, or how did that because I left school at 16 too.
Everybody asks me that. They say, but how did they end up all in your business? How did they do? I think as parents, as dads, we're the heroes of the household. And if we carry ourselves the way we're meant to, the kids get inspired. Your boys get inspired. And they go, I want to be like Dad. And when Mikey came to me the first time at 16 and goes, Dad, I want to come with you. I want to leave school. School's not for me. I told him straight. I said, I'm a prick at work, man. I'm not the same as I am at home. I'm a jokester at home, but at work, I'm a prick. We sell food. It goes in people's mouths. And he goes, I know, Dad, Mum tells me. And I said, are you ready for it? He goes, yeah. I go, all right, 5 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah. What's it been now? It's been 7 years. And 5 a.m. every day.
And some of the best ways to teach them is by them seeing what you do.
Yeah.
All right? Like I know, Jack's married.
Yep.
And I like to think that he watches me, how I am with my wife.
He does. And that's just by default.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. So if my kids treat their wives the way I treat my wife, they'll be good. They will live long and happy lives.
But it will happen like that because that comes from default. It just comes naturally to him because he doesn't know any other way.
A lot of people think, if your wife is at home and she's just looking after the kids or not, they don't put enough respect on what they do to keep everything together.
Oh, yeah.
Because they allow us to do what we need to do.
Of course.
People don't see that.
Of course.
Yeah, they don't see that.
I've got 3
You could be a bit better at home.
Yes.
You could be a bit better.
Yeah, I've got 3 young daughters, all under 4.
Good on you, man.
And I don't know, I don't know how.
Mate, you don't stop. 3 daughters already.
Yeah.
Bravo.
I don't know how I would be able to do what Dad did, having us young, because it's, now it's different. Things are a little bit easier because we have a presence at what we do. Things are easier. But when starting out, I don't know how.
We didn't have any help.
No.
Yeah,
we
constantly.
We didn't rely on my parents or Marie's parents. Nothing.
Yeah.
We just did it ourselves.
Yeah.
And and don't get me wrong, I love going there looking after the grandkids.
Of course, absolutely. Gives you life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I felt better.
Of course.
I actually felt better when I trained.
Yes.
Right. Come home. You're just free. Your mind's free. Some people might go to the gym. Some people might play footy. But there were at times I'd have to give up that training for a year or so because I had to help my wife at home.
Yes.
With the kids.
Yeah.
You just have to do it. You as much as I love doing that, I would have to take a bit of time off, and then it's something you can always go back to.
Yeah.
And sometimes I say to Jack, I understand you play basketball or football, but look at the times. You've got training at these times now. You really want to get your kids to bed. Try and get something after they're in bed.
Well, it's true that
It's hard. It's hard.
It's true because I was the type of guy that wanted everything. So I wanted a business, but I also wanted a family. Wanted to be a young dad. So I compounded everything together. I wanted everything, but I had to put in the work, like your dad said. So I made sure that I put the kids to bed. I made sure I was home. And in order to do that, I just got up earlier. So if I had to get up at 5, I'd get up at 4. So I can do my stuff, jump on the laptop, do what I have to do. Because there was nothing better for me, and you probably remember it when you're coming home and your little one's running down the hallway. And you remember those. I mean, they're older now, but you remember those days. And it was your why. It was why you got up every morning.
Yeah.
You know.
And when you're having a really bad day, and you wonder, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
What, surely there's a better way. And then you think of the kids at home and you think, yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. And that's the dream I sell my boys. I talk to them all the time. I say, listen, you know what? You want to be able to be proud of what you've done. Like I said before, you don't have the choice of how you're born, but you choose how you die. And you want to leave a legacy behind. You want to have you want to be proud of something. And it's not hard. It's not easy, but it can be done.
I remember one Christmas, Christmas for us, Christmas time, December is the busiest time of the year for us, right? And I think it was Christmas Eve, and I said to the kids, right, tonight we're shutting work at like 4:00. So when we come home, we'll go out and we'll get some toys and things. We'll go Christmas shopping. Yeah.
They used to always take us to 24-hour Kmart.
24-hour Kmart was the best one. Right? Yeah. Anyway, so that day there was a recall on Mrs. Crockett's products.
Yeah.
Now, we had to go and pick up all this stock, bring it back.
Mrs. Crockett, so you're talking the salad company?
Yeah, the salad company.
So did you used to go to Salad Fresh and pick it up in Broadmeadows?
Well, there was 2 places. One was Salad Fresh and there was another one.
I supplied them.
Yeah. Well, there was Mrs. Crockett's, there was Convenience Foods, and they sort of bought each other.
That's right.
Which is now PM Fresh.
Which is now PM Fresh. I was supplying them with the sachet for the...
Yeah. So anyway, there was a week, and I remember I got home, I think it was about 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? And I was just feeling gutted. Anyway, I go through the door, my wife's there, and she's going, have a look at the couch, all right? I had a look at the couch, and there's all the kids sitting on the couch. Ready to go, Dad? I mean, I was wrecked.
Yeah.
I was wrecked.
Yeah.
And they're saying, ready to go, Dad? And my wife's saying, he's too tired. He can't go. But Dad said he'd take us.
Yes.
And that was one thing I never would break a promise to my kids.
Yes.
And I said, okay, jump in the car. And my wife's saying, what are you doing? I said, jump in the car, 24-hour Kmart. Jump in the car, right? And I remember saying to one of the kids or my wife, keep your eyes on me in case I fall asleep, right? While I'm driving there. We drove there. They all got a trolley each. Go for it. Filled up their trolleys, come back.
Don't forget those times.
Let's go.
That's quality time. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And to do that, if you run a business, you need to put that extra work in. Because that's what I didn't want to miss out on anything. And that's why I'm close with my boys. Friday night tonight, chances are when I get home, my boys will say, what are we doing tonight, Dad? And I got a 23-year-old, 21-year-old, and they'll say, what are we doing tonight, Dad? Like, are we going to watch movies? Do you want to go out for a bite?
Yeah, so that's
I'm close with the boys.
And that is rich. That's wealth. That to me means more than any bank account number you have in your bank.
Absolutely.
That sums up someone who's successful in my eyes.
You know, money, and still now, like my wife was, she should tell you, money has never been important to me. Like all I wanted was a sense of freedom. When I left school at 16, and I remember walking over the footy oval and I got home and Dad said, what are you doing? I said, I don't want to go to school anymore. I knew from there that I wanted to control my own destiny. I didn't care how much money I made. As long as I can get up the time I want to. Like, can you imagine working somewhere and the bell goes to eat?
Yeah.
Like the bell goes, it's time to eat. And they say, oh, you got to go and eat now. But I'm not fucking hungry. I don't want to eat. And that's the mentality I had. I couldn't work for anybody. My dad was a wolfie all his life. So my dad had the worker's mentality. And my dad would go, come on, it's just a phase, go and get a job. And I was a good sales guy. So my dad wanted to go work.
That would have been even harder for you because my dad had his own shop.
No, it was very hard for me.
And that would have been even harder for you.
No, I was the black sheep of the family.
To break out of that
Yeah. My dad's still scared. The way I move and what I do, my dad's 73. He still tells my mother, my mum, Dad's a bit worried to do it. He's still scared because he's got that worker's mentality. And don't forget, I grew up with scared money. That's what I call it. I call it scared money. And my dad goes, why do you call it scared money? Because my dad, when he came from Greece in the 70s, he started working, he saw money. These guys, they came from villages, So he comes here and he saw a whole bunch of money. He started hoarding the money. Thinking, I'm not going to let go of this. I've never seen this much money in my life. So all his weight started saving the money.
That's the mattress we wanted to go for.
Yeah, and that's why I call it scared money, because we're scared to spend it.
Yeah.
My dad's scared to spend every dollar.
Yeah, because they know where they came. You got to remember where they came from.
That's right. And that's what I say to him.
Food was a luxury.
Yeah. So if my dad sees me spend money for growth or infrastructure, it's like, but what if it doesn't work? I said, but what if it does? Like, what if it does? But if it doesn't work, you've spent $200,000. All right, Dad, but what if it does work? So he's in that mentality. My dad hasn't got that business mindset. He did invest, mind you, he invested in taxi licenses as he was working, and they got deregulated by our beautiful government, and he lost a lot of money. That's why with my father, the thing that I get off Dad is his resilience. Like, comes here, works his ass off, builds a portfolio of taxi licenses. They take them off him. And if I go and see him for a Greek coffee after this, he'll be smiling in the backyard next to the lemon tree.
But you know why?
He's probably lost $3.5 million worth of assets from the state government.
You know why
he's smiling? Still be laughing.
You know why he's smiling?
Yeah.
Because you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. But I also see that he's smiling because I think that generation's tougher. Think about it. My grandfather went through 2 world wars with one hand. He never complained. My mother, my yaya, which is my grandmother, had 10 children, 2 world wars, a depression, and she didn't ask my grandfather for a fucking push present. That's what they're asking for these days, these women. A fucking push present. No one's fucking tough anymore, man. And when I say it, they think that I'm picking on them. Or when I pick on someone that's making some money because they're defrauding the system or they're scamming people, they think there's an element of tall poppy syndrome. There's no tall poppy syndrome. I'm successful. I've reached the level of financial freedom. I don't care how much money the other people make. I'm just annoyed that they're sucking everybody in. That's all. Like, I don't care how many cars people have got and what they do. If I want cars, I'll go buy them. I'm not attached to any materialistic stuff like that. But this is where I get annoyed with people, that they see all the shiny stuff and they think that's important. It's not. The important part of life is building a better you and being a God-fearing person. Mate, no one even goes to church anymore. No one cares. Well, no one cares.
You want to know something, Pete? Meanwhile, we go to church on Sundays, right? But where we are, we're at St. Simon's, there's a lot of younger people there now.
Good.
Where I'd say 10 years ago, the only people there was sort of like some grey-haired people.
Yes.
And that was it. Now there's a lot of younger, and they're...
But they're different.
All different nationalities now.
Yes.
Not a lot of typical white Australians.
Yes.
I don't know if that's right
to
say, but but the young, the demographic is definitely there, and I'm thinking that's really good. I like to see that, because we need
families though.
We need more of this. We need more respect and
everybody looks forward, but no one looks up, and it's always good to have an element of being a God-fearing person. You have to have some sort of belief in your life. Like, for me, following just the path and the teachings of Jesus, it's everything that we're meant to be. He's perfect and we're filth, and that's the truth. We make so many mistakes, and he's sinless. And this is why, and people say, oh, but don't say that, Jesus teaches not to judge. No, judge. Don't judge by appearance, but judge with true judgment. In other words, if someone's doing something against the will of God, point it out. Do you know what I mean? He says don't judge by appearance. So if I'm looking at you and you look like me, you're looking at me and I'm tatted up and you're saying, oh, mate, he must be mixed up, and you don't realise who I am, don't judge like that. But if you get to know me, you see I'm doing wrong, call it out. Yeah. That's where people mistaken it. And they go, don't say anything because you're judging. No, I'm not judging. I'm just judging, and I'm saying that you're doing things against the will of God. You're doing the wrong things. And I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know.
Unfortunately, Pete, if you let people know now, it triggers them. They feel like you're attacking them.
I know. I've noticed that a lot.
It's just so wrong.
I've noticed that a lot on social media. That's why, I spend some time on it, but not as much as I used to, because the dynamics have shifted. Everything's changed. Think about it, I got on social media probably about 7 years ago, and I had some traction with social media because, I used to be in my van and drive to work early in the mornings, and just whatever was on my mind, I'd just spray it and I'd just tell everybody to get off their ass and fucking work. So those guys 6 years ago, if they were 16, they're now, let's say, 23 or whatever, they've probably taken a little bit of my advice and everybody else's advice and done something. But now I'm dealing with another generation that don't give a fuck. They don't care. The generation of entitlement. You know what I mean?
Snowflakes.
And they're weak. And when you tell them they're weak, they don't like it. And that's why I have a saying, you can't blame the mirror if you're ugly. So
stop yelling at the mirror, Alex.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if I'm pointing it out, and I'm not someone that's just all fluff, I've done something in my life, to some people it may not be much, but to me, I think I've done enough, and I continue to do. I haven't stopped. You have, and I think people, like you said before, you got inspired by your dad and his friends and whoever. The younger generation need to be inspired by people that are putting in the work. People like us, putting in the work, doing the right thing. You won't see me at a bar, chatting up other women, disrespecting my wife, doing shit like that. I don't do that. That's not my character. I don't get any invites to any openings anymore because I've said so many fucking no's that they don't bother anymore. No one will invite me to no openings, no fucking grand openings, no launch products, no nothing, because they know I don't go. I don't go. They're all pretentious. Because they're all pretentious, fake people. Most of them. Most of them are fake, pretentious. They're not who they really are.
Not authentic.
They're not authentic. They don't even have the money to back whatever they're talking about.
You said this generation's weak.
Yes.
Yeah, he's talking about you.
We're not too far over.
What do you mean? We're 7 years apart.
I'm 24. So yeah, I'm the youngest. But what would be your advice to the generation of what steps should they take in place to become strong?
Well, I think you should, first of all, only blame yourself with every decision you make. And start. Don't hesitate. There's never the right time. Whatever you want to do in life, start. Make the mistakes and don't worry what people say about you. And if you're not prepared to downgrade your lifestyle for 10 years, that's what you have to do.
There it is.
You need to downgrade your lifestyle. It does not matter if your mates are partying in Mykonos. It does not matter if your mates are driving the AMGs. It does not matter if your mates are wearing the Rolex. It does not matter what they do. If you downgrade your life for 10 years, focus and put all the work in, lock in, pay the price, I'll guarantee you'll come out on the other end a better person and somewhat successful in whatever you choose. You'll do something.
And there are going to be times it's going to feel like crap.
Most of the times it is.
When I had my shop, now, everyone looks forward to the weekends, yeah? We had a convenience store. That's the busiest time for us, right? Now, I would, the weather's going to be great, beach weather. I'd be stuck in the shop. Right? And I'd see people come in, they come in their bathers, bikinis, get the ice cream, soft drink, and they're all going off to have at the beach, having fun. And I'm there thinking, am I doing the right thing? They're enjoying themselves and I'm slaving away here.
Look, you know what? You brought back a memory of when I was at the Bridge Road shop that I opened in Bridge Road. And it was a chicken shop and the shop was quite small. So I used to, obviously, when you're cooking on charcoal, you're so close to the machine where my back was just sweating. It was 40 degrees and my back was sweating in my 20s, your age. And my mates will be coming there because they're going to St Kilda Festa, they're going to St Kilda Barbs. So they come past, get a bite to eat, all of them tanned up, shorts, and I'm sitting there in the shop. But I was so focused, locked in, and I planned my life. I said, this is the price I have to pay now to reward myself later. And now they're good guys. I still know them. I don't see them as much, but they're good guys, but they still have to work. I don't have to work. They have to work. They have to get up every morning. I don't have to. And that's this is what I say, but is it too late? No, it's not too late. But all I'm trying to say is that if you're not willing to pay the price at any stage of your life, any stage of your life, even if you're in your 30s, if you're not willing to take a step back and drive that shitbox and not go on holidays and save your money, do it for a good 10 years, you'll catch up.
Yep.
You will catch up. But people don't want to do it because you know what, that guy's getting married to that girl and he took her to fucking France and, he bought her a 2-carat ring and he's driving an AMG. Everyone's deaded up to the fucking hill. Credit cards are at all-time high. It's insane. You guys are falling into the trap. This is what the government wants you to do. Rely on them. Rely on the banking system. That's what they want you to do, man. You're deaded up so much. You know when we went through COVID and they forced all of us to take the jab, all right? Do you think they didn't sit back and go, let's just punch in the system what the debt levels are? Okay, let's see. 90% of Australians are fucked up, or 80% of Australians are fucked up. They actually rely on day-to-day wage. So let's put a mandatory that they have to take the vax. Who do you think is going to say, no, I'm not taking it, I'm not going to work tomorrow? Everyone is going to take it because everyone was relying on that paycheck. So they can see every move we make. And I'm not saying that it is a good thing or a bad thing, but what I'm saying is, wouldn't it be nice for you to take some accountability and responsibility and say, you know what, I don't want to be in a position where someone has one thing over me. And that's the attitude I had from a young kid. You see everybody flaunt their turnover. Have you seen it? I've never spoken about my turnover. You've been following me for so many years. I never talk about my turnover. I don't think it's anyone's business what I turn over. You know what I mean? That's what I say. So turnover feeds your ego, profits feed your family. You don't need to tell anybody your turnover. You'll never see me in the fucking BRW. You won't see me in the AFR. My self-esteem's too strong. I don't need a pat on the back. I don't need someone to say, well done. Why do I need to go in the AFR? To tell everybody how much money I got?
Turnover is irrelevant. Yeah. Turnover means nothing.
It's your bottom line. It's what carries 100%. You through. And this is the thing.
Look at Scott's $500 million turnover.
Gone.
$7 million loss.
Yeah. So it does not matter. And if someone jumps on social media every day and reminds you that he's a billionaire or he's a multimillionaire, chances are he's not. He's got money. I'm not saying he hasn't, whoever it may be. But if someone has to constantly remind you that he is, chances are he's not. Because it's not that hard to go into any article. All you need is a marketing guy that can come and, it's not hard. I can inflate the price of my business to any price I want. Your business is only worth what someone's prepared to pay for it.
That's right.
That's it. Yeah. That's the price of your business. The only ones I believe is the people that got payday. There's certain people that have got payday in the last probably 2 years that I know, and it's recorded. They're the ones I believe. A consortium came in, gave them the money. You can see it. Yep. You know what, mate? You are worth 300. Yep. You are worth 400. But everybody else that says I'm worth this and I'm worth that, that is a lot of fluff. And you know what? And if the young generation look at that, how are you going to actually motivate yourself? You're going to say, this is too far ahead. How do I get to that level? It's too hard. So ignore the bullshit. Ignore the fluff. They're doing it for clicks. Yeah. There's something behind it. They want something from it. Attention's the new currency. So that's what they want. So you need to focus on what you want to do. Especially you guys, I'm talking because I'm sitting in your company now, especially you two. You got a dad that's locked in. I know your mum's locked in because I saw the emotion come out. Mate, you got infrastructure, you got everything here. All you need to do now is lock in, go hard, put in 10 years and watch what happens. Because at the end of the day, your dad's comfortable now. And I've only met your dad. But your dad's comfortable now. Even if it hums away, this business can just hum away and he's all right. But are you guys going to be all right? You need to double this thing for you guys to be all right, because you're not going to take any of his bread. So he's going to say, I can't at this level anymore. No problem. You deserve it. Anything less, you're in trouble. That's what I say to my boys. I built it to here. I built the infrastructure. Now, if you guys can double it, I'll give you a pat on the back. Well done. I'll be proud of you. You can take the rest.
So the three boys are in there. What positions are they in? What do they look after in the business?
Mikey, my oldest son, runs production.
Yep. He's
been trained for production. Nico runs the packing room.
Yep.
And Jordan is getting trained in the spice blending room. So there's three areas, plus warehousing, but we don't put them in warehousing. So there's 3 areas. So there's the blending room where we blend and we do they're called pre-blends, because we make products from scratch. We don't subcontract anything.
Okay.
So a sauce or mayonnaises or anything we make from scratch. Water, starch, vinegar, oil, we start from scratch. So Jordan's getting trained. Jordan's got an eye, he's kind of an artistic kid, and Jordan, he loves making stuff. It's kind of like my wife, he gets into that R&D thing.
Yep.
So we've put Jordan in pre-blends, Nico's in the packing room, and Mike is in the manufacturing, in the making the product, in production. I keep them separate so there's no fights. Don't forget there's testosterone, yeah? They're boys. And I'll tell you, maybe you'll take a little bit of this advice. So my boys from a young age, it's hard to have boys. Girls are different, but boys, the testosterone's, everyone wants to show their strength and who's tougher and who's not and whatever, and there's an ego involved. So with my boys, when they were little, they have arguments, and I'd make them go in the corner and hug each other out, the hug it and the hug it out, and I'd leave them in there, and you see after a while they start laughing. Like they're hugging, they're like 12 years old, 13, they start laughing. Yeah. All right, go and play now. So they play. But when they're 16, 17, you can't fucking make them hug in the corner. So I pull them in and I go, okay, new rule. They go, what's the new rule, Dad? I said, you get the half an hour rule. They go, well, what's that? I said, okay. I said, if you're boys, yeah, I get it, because I've got a brother too. You're boys. You have an argument, you can go off at each other, I don't care. Even if I'm in the house, I don't care. You're boys. Go off. Tell each other, you're an arsehole, you're a prick, you're this, you're that. Chairs go flying, that's okay. After half an hour, if you're not back to being brothers, that's when I step in. I kid you not.
Man. I like that rule.
I kid you not.
I like that rule.
They still now, 23, they know there's the half an hour rule. They know that they're brothers, they're allowed to argue, but after half an hour, they're back to being brothers again. They forget about it. They let it out off their chest. You see them. They're in their rooms. Hey, you want to go for a burger? This is after they've had a full-blown fucking fight. Like I thought they're going to kill each other. Half an hour later, hey, I'm going to Elmo's. You want to come? And they're going for a burger.
You can do the half-hour rule with Jacinta. But she'll be doing it 8 times a day with you, though.
Yeah, your sister. Yeah. But you need to, because at the end of the day, I'm not that close with my brother. I'm not close with my sister. And so you go through things in life and you say, how can I fix this problem? Because I don't want this problem to happen to me with my boys. Because I see my mum upset. I see my mum, your brother, your sister, you're this, you're that. And so with my boys, they're always close. They're best friends. They're best friends. Even the youngest, they're best friends. They there's another rule. If you're in the house and you're leaving to go somewhere, you ask your 2 brothers first. You say, listen, I'm going such and Chadston. You want to come? No, I don't want to come. Okay, go. Ask your brother. And it's become a habit that they just do every day. They just do it all the time. Because I'm thinking about everything I've built. That once I go, there's a Greek saying, I want to die and come back for 2 minutes and see what happens. That's a Greek saying. So I want to die and come back and see what happens just for 2 minutes. Like meaning they're going to fuck shit up. So for me, I want to make sure that they're close. And everyone argues. I'm sure if I work with you every day, we're going to have a blue. It's going to be a disagreement. I want it like this, you want it like that. We're going to have but it doesn't mean that we should have a fallout. It means after half an hour, we've said our piece. We get back to being friends or whatever. So that's the way my boys, I've instilled that in the kids. Yeah, for sure.
No, that's good.
You don't have any of them in sales?
No. I think, look, I've got sales. Okay, full circle how I told you the chicken shop. So when I had the chicken shops, there was a guy named Chris that used to work for Leonica Poultry. He was the national sales manager of Leonica Poultry, national sales manager. And anyway, he had enough, 20-something years at Leonica. My factory wasn't that far from Leonica in Thomastown. Comes to my factory one day and he goes to me, I've had enough, I want to leave. And I said, and he goes, can I have the rights to your product in Sydney? Because he's got relationships all over Australia. Yep. Can I have the rights to your product, distribution rights to your product in Sydney? And I said, yeah. I said, if you want, you can have it for all of Australia. Because another guy, he's a very, very honest guy. I said, yeah, you can have it for the whole of Australia. And he goes, you know what? How about we start a company together, a Salesforce team, distribution arm, and I'll run it, I'll head it. I said, and what's that going to entail? He goes, well, everything that goes out from this factory, I'll take care of it, I'll control it, and all sales will go through me. I said, done. It's been 10 years. And it's been running smoothly. So he runs, I've got a separate distribution company, with Chris that he controls all distribution arm of the company, and also so he does all the vans on the roads.
Yeah.
Alex,
He does,
get
yeah.
his number. Make sure you give it to Jake. Jake's got to give him a ring.
Yeah, no problem. And so he handles distribution and sales. Now the boys,
Sorry, is that a business you have together with him?
I have a separate business with
Okay,
him.
okay.
So I on-sell my products to him, he on-sells it, then that's half of my company. Sales for my boys, I think they've got to learn the product really well before they sell it. And I think with sales, not that I can get anyone to sell, but I can't get anyone to make the product,
Okay.
if it makes sense.
Well, don't you have automation? Is that
Yeah,
one
but
of the
no, well, automation is pretty much packing, palletizers,
Okay.
you know, robots, pick and place machines.
It's more after the product's done in the warehouse. Okay,
To make the product, it's more kind of like not a commercial chef, but you need to have some knowledge to make the product. It's kind of the little secrets that we have that we've learned along the way, you know, how to tighten the pump, what degrees the cold mill should sit at, you know, and how you can get an emulsion. There's all little tricks that we've learned over the last 17 years that, you know, me and my wife have taught Mikey, and Mikey runs the team in there. So I think sales isn't an issue with us. We can get anyone to sell the product. Making it is the thing. Making it is the key. Make the product and making sure that it's done properly, you know, because don't forget we run an FSSC accreditation, and it's tough. You know, you got to be on the money with that. You can't make any mistakes.
So the other distribution that you're part of, that now does all your brands, right?
Yeah.
It's all funneled. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
It all gets funneled through there with
Okay.
sales as well. So an inquiry will come through, and I'll just pass it to Chris now. I used to have the 10-80-10 rule, which was 10% meaning I open, 80% I give it to the team, another 10% I close, you know. But I've been getting so busy with infrastructure where Chris is more, he's got the knowledge. He can close the deal, he can open the deal. He knows, he deals with Costco, deals with the buyers,
Okay.
you know, deals with the international clients. So he's good.
Yeah.
Really seasoned operator.
So how many factories or how many?
We're running out of 3 facilities now.
3 facilities,
Which is a headache, because it was the way we grew. The way we grew, we were running out of, let's say, 1,200 square meters, just production, and then we needed to grow. And then I couldn't find something. With food, it's so hard. I guess even with you guys, you know, finding something, you're either going to put the infrastructure in or you're hoping you find something that's got some bones in it. Yeah. So then I said, you know what? Okay, let's just lease another 2,000 square meters, for example, and we'll see how we go. So we get that. And then that's not good. So then I said, okay, well, let's buy another factory. So we buy another factory. And then that's not enough. So what I need to do now with Keysborough is just bring everything together. Because it's hard. I mean, you run staff at one facility, you run staff at another facility. It's difficult. So we're trying to bring everything together under one roof. So that way, that's why I need the height I was telling you before. I need about 12 meters of height, because height you don't pay for. You know, you can't get land today, especially in Melbourne. It's very hard.
It is.
And when you do,
You're in a good spot here.
the government wants to tax the shit out of you. Land tax. It's just one of my pet hates.
With your model, Peter, you've always owned where you've operated, right?
Well, what we've done is we've grown. So, for example, my first factory I leased, and then I bought the next factory, then I leased, then bought. You know, you test your growth.
Okay.
So you lease for a couple of years, take a commitment, a couple of years. Oh, you know what? This is working. Okay, let's find something to buy. Then you buy. Then, which is never a bad thing to buy.
We tested for what, 20 years?
Yeah.
Before we were in a position to buy. Well, across the road. And then we bought that, and then 5 years later we bought this side here.
You know what? And I understand that. You know, sometimes putting in, using the capital for something. I know people that exit, sell their buildings because they invested in capital, and in infrastructure, because they feel as though they need to take some capital out of the building. For me, there was just little moments where through your growth, you lease just for a small time just to test the growth. And if you start getting confident with the growth, then buy. But I was never finding the right building. I was never finding the right building.
It's hard.
And I don't know if it was a mistake. I guess now in hindsight, it's a good thing because, back then I was buying them cheap and they're worth a bomb now and you're getting good rent. But at the time, you know, I was thinking, do I buy? Yeah, but what if I outgrow it? That's why I wasn't buying in the initial growth stage. Yeah. Do I buy 1,500 square meter, for example? Or do I buy 2,000? No, because it may not be enough. Yeah. You know?
So, and to find that property that has 2,000 square meters, but the potential to take you to 10, 20,000.
Yes.
They're not around.
Yeah, they're not around.
They're as rare as hen's teeth.
See, with you, it's a little bit different. You need the pallet space. The more pallet space you guys have got, the more money you make. Yeah. See, I don't really... See, if I see stock on the shelves that's not sold, mate, I get heartburn. I go bananas because that should be in someone else's warehouse, not mine. It should be sold. See, I don't want a lot of stock. Yeah. My job is to empty the warehouse. Well, your job's to fill it.
Well, no. Okay. So
yes and no. Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Because at this site here, this is our storage site. So yes, this is to fill it. Yeah. But our core business is we are box movers.
Yes.
Not pallet movers, box movers.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So across the road, we want, you know, you got a small company, you got 2 or 3 boxes.
Yep.
You know, per store.
Yep.
You know, you might have 50 stores you want to supply.
Yep.
And you might have 1 to 2, 3 boxes going to each store. That's our specialty.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You give it to us today, it's in store tomorrow. Right? So in the morning, if you come over to us, you say, shit, you know, you've got all this space. Yeah, you know, what's wrong? How are you paying your bills?
Yes.
But come at night, the floor is completely full.
Yeah.
Walk.
Yeah.
You know, we've hit like up to 35,000 boxes, single boxes, a night.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's without pallets.
Yeah. So your aim is your reach. How far can you reach?
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So the more you reach, the better. So I think we had a discussion on the phone, me and you a while ago. Yeah. So it's your reach. Yeah. Can you get to Queensland a box or 2? Can you get to, you know, Perth a box or 2? Yeah. So I think
and that's been a challenge ever since I started.
That's a massive challenge.
Because when I started, it was, you know, can you do Sydney?
Yeah.
Right. That's all I ever heard was, can you do Sydney? Can you do Sydney? And there was a company like us in Sydney, right? And we used to then, I'd say, yeah, I can put you under this guy here and he'll do it. You know, he ended up going under. Only, not that he had a bad business, it's just that he had too much of his eggs in one basket, right? National Foods were about 80% of his business and he leased 2 more factories to cope for it.
That's why I told you guys 3 separate parts of your business.
Then
one carries the other.
National Foods takes the business off him.
See you later.
And it was gone.
That's why I see a lot of people align themselves, let's say with Coles. They've got a couple of products in Coles and they're beating their chest. You know what, I'm in Coles, I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, but Coles just needs to switch you off. What happens then? You know, you need to be, you know, versatile. You need
Coles and Woolies, when I started, they were 99% of our business.
That's scary.
Right? And not that we deal direct to them, but the customers that we do.
Indirectly, for sure.
For them.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when people would give us their stock to deliver, their numbers grew. Yep. Everyone always grew. And as soon as they grew, Coles or Woolies would take them and put them into their DCs.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, how am I ever going to grow this model?
Yes.
When I can build it up for them and then they take it off me.
Yeah.
Right? So I thought, well, who do I go to? The independents. Right? The problem is, where we were delivering 100, 200 boxes to a Coles or a Woolies, right? We're delivering 2, 3 boxes to like a Foodworks or something.
Yeah, but your margin's different.
So what we did, we said, no, we are going to focus more on all the independents, like your chicken shops, your butcher shops, you know, your Richies, your all your groups, all your IGAs. And yes, we had to take a step back because all of a sudden the profit margin's not there. Even if you can get a little bit more per box, you know, where you were sending a full truck to that area there, now you're sending 20, 30 boxes.
Yes.
You're never going to make money on that.
Yeah.
Right? So the more and more we did it, the more and more we grew. And like then we started going a bit further, but we didn't do it all at once. Right? We did it gradually because if we were to do it all at once, you'd have to be prepared to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Right? So we were prepared to lose money on 1 or 2 runs
until
they established, and then we just kept adding until we got to the point where we serviced everything, throughout all of Victoria. And then it became, okay, we're going there twice a week. Let's now do 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And then we did 3 times a week. And then, we spoke to the stores, because even though the stores are not our customers, we had that rapport with the stores.
Yep.
And they would say to us, look, you're coming out here 2-3 times a week. We really want more, because we don't have a lot of space in our storage cabinet, especially for the chilled and the frozen. Can you come here more often?
Yeah.
I say, I can come there every day if the volume's there. All right. So speak to your customers, speak to the people, try and funnel things through us, and we can do that. And then like Mildura, classic example, we're going there twice a week. And then that's when the Fisher Group owned them. I don't know if you remember the Fisher Group.
Mm.
Anyway, they sold it to Richie's. Richie straight away said, we want that 3rd day. And then, we started sending multiple trucks every day, 3 times a week. And then, we had, Biata say, can you go there every day?
Yes.
And we said, yeah, no problem. We can go there every day. Yes, we're going to lose on these 2 days, but because you give it to us all the other days, it's sort of like swings and roundabouts.
Yes.
And virtually, because I thought, okay, 3 days a week we're up here, we're going to drop here and pick it up here. But the funny thing was, that didn't work. We were up here these 3 days, they stayed there. And we grew the other day, which was bizarre to me. It didn't make sense. And, we got to the point where, okay, we do Mildura 5 days a week.
Good.
Because we don't, it's not just because there's limited carriers that go up there, but it's not just the supermarkets that we do. We do route trade. Like we do a lot of fast food chains too.
Wow.
Basically all of them apart from Hungry Jack's and Macca's.
Yes.
The other ones we're doing, whether it's salads going to them, whether it's poultry going to them, so that's good for us. Like when we get to say a group of shops, right?
When you say salad kits and that? Or just
P and Fresh, like we'll do, we do that. Like say Domino's, you got Pizza Huts they're in there.
Yes.
Then we might have someone else that brings another customer into there.
Yeah.
So we got various.
You had one of my customers on here last time, Michael.
Oh, Joel King.
Yeah. He's my customer. He's been my customer for over 10 years.
Oh, there you go.
I make a lot of his sauces. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
Nice
he's a good guy. He's a
really good guy.
Yeah.
Michael's very, very genuine and very honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've just started doing a bit more work with him now. So
Yep.
do you know Bill from Rinaldi Pasta?
No.
Bill Quart? Yeah. Okay. So they also work together as well. We're picking up a full load of.
Oh, so he's
the
probably
week
because he does
pasta.
meals.
Yeah.
So he probably gets the pasta
Correct,
off them.
that's right, yeah.
Okay.
We picked up a full.
Put a pin in that, just one sec. Today, Coles and Woolies, less than 1% of our business.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
We are such a stronger company.
You are.
Yeah.
You are.
If we lose one customer, it's like.
That's right. You don't
No
feel
one
it.
wants to lose a customer.
No one wants to lose a customer, but you don't feel it.
Depends what customer.
But, it's no one's more than 10% of our business.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I want to swing it back more towards like your family business, because for us this is the reason why you're asking why did I start this, right? It was about my dad, and I mentioned in another podcast, but it's more about we want more to spotlight. Like people will see your sauces on the counter of that, right? But they don't know the people behind it, right?
Yeah.
And some of our guests like Michael, and we've had like Fox's Den, some other customers on here, and James has said this as well. When he meets guests here, when he goes to the supermarket, he's more inclined to buy that product because he knows the person.
Yeah,
from
true.
there.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
that's been
Mate, your sauce is going to spike now.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is? A lot of people don't even know. They could be even eating our sauce. They wouldn't even know. Because we do so many value-added lines for other companies that they put their name on it.
Hunky Dory, watch out.
Whatever you do, whatever you do
There you
to
go.
the sweet chili at Hunky Dory, it is the best.
Oh, thank you, mate.
It is.
I'll let Mikey know.
It is the best.
I get that.
It is, isn't it?
It
I
is.
always get it.
No, I
With
get the
calamari?
salt, pepper calamari.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
that's
best.
right.
2
Yes.
extra, sweet chili mayo.
Yeah, that's right. Switch my It's
Yes,
really
yes.
good. So you got the boys. They're all working in those departments, right?
Yeah.
How did you go? Because I'm assuming there's other employees that are in those rooms. They're obviously a bit
Which
older.
I call them paid enemies. Yeah.
How did
They know I say it.
when you had the boys come in
Yeah.
and they say, right, like obviously they started from on the floor and then they worked themselves up to a team leader or manager, whatever it is.
Yeah.
How was it? Do you think it was for Mikey and your other sons going through that and now managing the team? Has there been any kickback from staff to them sort of?
No, not really. No, because my boys are very respectful. So they don't step on other people's toes. And at that time, It was kind of a natural progression because at the time there was a guy that was running the production under me, and he was leaving. He was going back to his country, and it was kind of at the same time where Mikey was thinking and ahhing of coming in, and I don't know if I was going to put Mikey in production. It just happened. Maybe I would have put him something else within the company, but it just happened. And you know what? This is why I say, you know, whatever we say at home, like my family at home, we don't switch off. Like I don't go home and go, okay, now let's talk about the footy. We talk about business right through till I go to bed. Yeah. There's always something. Kathy's either in the kitchen making a new product. I go, what are you doing? She goes, I've got to make this for this customer. We're tweaking this and we're tweaking. It's business all the way.
We've tried to separate it.
No, you won't.
Can't.
we never do.
We have Tuesday night. We have family dinner night.
Yeah.
So Jack brings his family over, and I live at home with Dad and Mum, and it's work. Mum has to literally say, "All right, no work talk." Within 5 minutes, we're talking about
starting work.
That's our livelihood. That's all we've ever known. That's all I've ever known.
And you know what? And that's why I say there's no work-life balance.
Yeah.
There's no such thing when you've got a business. There's no Christmas holidays. There's no day offs. There's nothing. But I'm okay with that because I'm happy to live in chaos. I'm happy with that because I can control it. So, and most entrepreneurs love to live in chaos because you wouldn't be doing it otherwise. So my boys, just by listening at home, I need someone now to come under me and I've got to train him and that. And Mike is listening. But I think, this is my opportunity to leave school now. So who knows? That's probably why he said, Dad, I want to come. Because as soon as he left school and came, he just gravitated towards the production room where I was. Okay. I just started training him and he picked it up. And he especially now, because we're under the pump, obviously you're under the pump with Christmas, we're under the pump too, because we do a 4 weeks takings in 2 weeks. So our turnover will be in 14 days because we close on the 20th of December and we come back on the 11th of Jan. So we're pumping now. We run night shifts anyway as it is, but now the night shifts going, we're running full shifts and he's under pressure and stress.
We can store your stock here and deliver it over the break if you want.
That's true.
But we don't close.
That's true. You don't close,
and that's the thing. We're on
24
hours. So that's why it's hard to switch off because, I'm speaking with my dispatch team at 10 o'clock at night last night for running issues. We can't allocate this. So it's a constant.
We're closed Christmas Day and I think Boxing Day the warehouse is open again.
Well, it's the same as us. Like we run the night shift and Dominic might send a message, an SMS to Kathy because the pH meter's not working, the product's, throwing off the pH. And I can see Kathy, the lights on in the bedroom. She's on her phone. She's talking. She's on the camera. She can see him and she's talking to him and you don't stop. There's no work-life balance. There's no I've got a day off today or my brain's always ticking.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
That's why I say we're happy to live in chaos.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Because it gives you other benefits.
Yeah.
We were lucky, my wife and I are lucky enough to, this year, which was probably a bit too much, we went to Japan for a couple of weeks.
Oh, I've been to Japan.
Come back, then we went to Bali for a little bit.
And you've done a lot of traveling in the last.
And then we went to Europe for a couple of months.
Which is good,
mate.
Yeah, kept doing it.
Mum's
bring me back to Japan.
Yeah,
kept doing it.
2 months in Europe was just too much for me.
I go to Greece every year for 6 weeks. I was in Greece last year. Every year I go to Greece. I don't know about next year. Next year I got a lot on. So it's not about, it's just time, trying to get the time. I told Kathy it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I go to Greece every year. I love it.
Yeah. And I said to Maria, probably not the best of years because, we were still building it. Like even now we're struggling to keep up with our growth here because we had to stage it with pallet racking.
Yeah.
And we had some issues actually getting the pallet racking we were after, and we're putting it in now, and we're already, I'd say 90% full here. And if we had had this extra racking in, we would have been full by now.
There's a huge demand for your business.
We would have been full.
For storage is massive.
Yeah, that stopped dropping the price, right?
Yeah. No, it's a huge demand for cold storage. There's not many people. There's no space, so there's not many people doing it. But
it's so costly to get into.
Yes. Oh no.
It's just
this is what I say to my older son. You're in pole position. Why, Dad? I'll tell you why. There's no 20-year-old getting up today and saying, I'm going to start a company that makes condiments. I'll guarantee it. I've even been.
And then they have to come up against you.
Yeah. And then they're going to come up against me and I'm fucking ruthless. Yep. I'll give stock away for nothing.
Yep.
You know, so they've got to come up. There's one actually that's trying to come up against me, like he was doing something and now it's coming. And every time we see his stock on the shelves, in the chicken shops, my sales guy gives 3 boxes. He's probably going to listen to this and he's going to say, I give 3 boxes. I'll give 10 boxes away for free. And I'll do it for 6 months. And if he can do it, let's go. I've been supplying that store for 15 years. Let's see how long we can do it for. Yeah. I will keep going. I'm ruthless when it comes to that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I like that.
Because right now we have a customer we've had for probably 10 plus years. And we unfortunately lost him to Big M. But which is Metcash. Because we sort of play there, like we're here, then we have a competitor here, then we have Metcash, so we sort of play in that field. And
really, Metcash is our competitor.
Yeah, I've been going backwards and forwards.
It's hard to be a competitor against something that size.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
But I've been going backwards and forwards. You know, we've already lowered the rate.
But it's actually good to have that as your competitor. So I always say, choose your enemies. So
yeah, I wouldn't have chosen something that big. Let me tell you.
But for me, I like Master Foods or Heinz being my enemy. You know why? Because at the end of the day, they don't really care about me.
Yeah,
they don't care. My turnover to Master Foods or Kraft is a hair on their ballsack. Yeah. They don't give a shit about me. So I don't want 5 of me. Because if I have 5 of me, then I'm in trouble. Because it's going to be a shit show. It's going to be a price war. But when it comes to the majors, they don't really care about us. And that's how I like to choose mine. I remember doing a seminar once and I spoke about the blue ocean businesses and red ocean businesses, you know, what's competitive and what's not. And I said, and there was about 100 people in the room. I said, okay, anyone in real estate, put your hand up. Real estate agents, put their hand up. Anyone in, drop shipping, put your hand up, put their hand up. Anyone in cosmetics, put their hands up. Apparel, activewear, put their hand up. Anyone in condiments, fucking everyone's quiet. I look around, I said, that's why I'm making money. Because no one is getting up and saying, I'm not getting anyone ideas now. But no one, it's too hard. The work is too hard. Because it's not a matter of just getting something and selling it like an apparel or something. It's you're developing a product, you're putting it in people's mouths. You've got to understand the science behind food. So if you pick up a sauce bottle and read the back of it, you'll see all those codes and you'll see all the ingredients and you think, where the fuck do I start?
Yeah.
It's not that easy. And then you've got the infrastructure. Who's going to spend the money? What if it doesn't work? What if I go broke? Okay, then they'll come to me. You know how many emails I get? I'm thinking about bringing up this sauce. Would you make it for you? What do you think? I'm stupid? I'm going to make it for you so then you can come up against me. I get all those emails all the time. Can you contract pack this sauce for me? No. I'm not going to make unless I've got a piece in it.
Yeah, we're no different. We've got other transport companies saying, can you deliver this in the country for us? And why? So we can build that up for you and then you put your own truck on?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What we've done is, Johnny DiFrancesco from Fonte So I'm very, very good friends with Johnny. Me and Johnny go back a while when he had Panic Pizza and I had my chicken shops. So we've got a similar journey, me and Johnny as well. And so me and Johnny started a company called 10K Hours. And
what's it called, sorry?
10K Hours.
10K Hours.
So you know how you need 10,000 hours from your father to be able to get all his wisdom. That's what they say.
They say to be a master of something, you need to practice it for 10,000 hours.
Okay, all right, there you go.
Okay, so we've called it 10,000 hours and we're basically teaming up with influencers and bringing their products to life. So there's a new product that's going to come out now. We've started with an influencer. His name's Shane Pace. He's a fitness instructor.
I follow him.
So we've started, we're going to start bringing out some products with him, high protein products and so forth. And the way we've structured it is we've said we're going to own half of the company. So me and Johnny own half of the company and Shane owns half of the company. And there's benefits to that. And the reason why 10K Hours was born, the company was born, is because I said, if we have the infrastructure that these guys want to tap into, which I've got, the infrastructure to make energy drinks, protein powders, any wet products, so to speak. Powders, sort of seasonings and so forth. Johnny does savoury stuff. He can do ready meals, pizzas and so forth. He's got a factory in Coburg. So if Shane Pace or any other influencer goes to anybody to make a product and they make the product and they see some success in that product, chances are that manufacturer will either launch that product himself because he sees the volume, he knows the volume, or he'll up the price on Shane. And then Shane's margin goes down.
Yeah.
But if we team up with Shane and we partner with Shane, we're not going to do that because we're actually killing ourselves. So when I sat down with Shane, I said, Shane, I've got this idea. He was okay about it. He said, yeah, I want to start it. I said, no, hold on. I'll come partners with you. He said, you serious? I said, yeah. Because that cements everything because now I'm not scared. I won't be left holding the baby.
Yeah. And
we're starting that with Shane. Next year, which is also, this is new, I'm flying out to see George Kambosos. I've known George for a long time. So I don't know if you know George Kambosos, the boxer.
Yep.
So we're going to launch some products with George, and we're going to have a great discussion with him next year. He's very busy this year. And there's heaps more that we're going to launch and partner up with these influencers.
That is the model. It's more the influencer market.
It's more of an influencer model that we bring their ideas and their food, their concepts to life, and we're the manufacturing arm. And all we want them to do is do what they do. Jump online and sell the product. You're doing it anyway. You've got so much engagement. You've got so much followers. Go out, sell the product, and we're your engine behind. We'll make the products for you. You won't have an issue. That's when I rang you. And I said, I need to get to 97% of doors in Australia.
Yeah.
You know, and you gave me HDS.
Yeah.
Don't get upset.
Yeah, but I came to you first. I came to you first.
I was helping a mate out. It wasn't a. I took my business hat off.
Cut that out.
Yeah.
But what were you saying about the Metcash thing? You want to ask Peter or something?
Oh, I was just saying, like, you know how you said you've had a customer for 10 or so years or 15 years, right? And then you got someone else trying to come in. You have your rates with them, right? When do you say enough is enough, going backwards and forwards with a customer you've had for say 10 years, right? But you know,
he wants a price reduction.
No. Guys, don't fall for the bullshit. No. But when a customer comes to you and says, I need a price reduction because Joe Blow came in here and has offered better, okay? The first thing you say to the customer is he's buying the business. The customer says, what are you talking about? He's not going to sustain this price. And that's the truth. He's buying the business. He's coming in cheap. He's going to come in. He's going to hold it for as long as he can. Then I promise you, he's going to go up and you're going to be embarrassed to call me because you're going to call me back.
Now, hang on a second. Let's change this. What happens if you lose some of the business to, say, a Heinz? They've come in and they've taken their cuts. They've gone there, right? It's a cheaper rate.
I do. I've lost business.
But you do have a better service though.
I've lost.
And that comes at a
I've lost portion to Michael, to Master Foods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this customer he's talking about, we had him, I think, about 12, 15 years.
Yeah.
Never an issue.
Perfect customer. Don't hear from him.
We just need to forget he's one of our customers because we get the thing in, goes to store, never a problem, never any issues. Then says, look, Metcash, come to us, you got to drop your rate. So Jack said, well, our rate's this. So I think just as a token thing, we couple of percent we dropped, and he goes, no, you need to drop it more. And we said, oh, no, we can't. We've got to stick to this. Anyway, so he left us. Then after a week, he rings us back and says, listen, can you do something on your price because your service is so much better? Right? And Jack's saying, well,
that's what you're paying for.
Yeah, exactly right.
What can you do? Because when you start haggling about the price, it's going to affect quality and service.
Yeah.
The fact that our service is better, someone's got to pay for that that quality service. So I don't know what they're going to do because
are you still there now?
So I emailed back this morning like 2 a.m. whatever it is before I went to bed, and I said this is our final offer. Can't do it. We're a family business. You're a family business. You got to pay for the service that we.
If they don't come,
I think what happens in your case. I'm looking at your case. So your case.
Wait till they get the first credit from Metcash saying, "Oh, we didn't sell this product. We're going to credit your account 20 grand or whatever."
Yeah, I think your business, because you're moving boxes, it's a relationship business. Yeah. Your business is a relationship business, and it's also based on
to a degree. Because we've got hundreds of customers that we've never met.
Yeah, but there will be a bit. Yeah, okay, I get that. But we're talking about the big guys that spend a lot of money. Trust me, they want to know who you are.
Yeah.
So the ones that spend a lot of money, they know who you are, and you've met with them.
Yeah.
Those ones there is purely relationship built.
Yeah.
And they're relying on your service. They're the ones that will ring you at 10 o'clock at night because you fucked up. And you'll fix it.
And we'll pick up the phone at 10
and you'll
o'clock
pick up the phone and you'll fix it. But they're the same ones that they have that. There's that humility about them. They won't move for the sake of something. They'll sit with you and talk to you first.
Yeah, correct.
Because of the relationship. With me, it's a little bit different because someone may come in and undercut my product, but is it the right product? Is it the same product?
It is different.
There's so many variables in my product.
Variables with you.
They can cheat with how much oil they're going to put in. They can cheat on their nutritional panel, which I've caught out many times. I've said, hang on, that nutritional panel doesn't relate back to the product. They're lying to you.
But our businesses might be different, but there are so many things that we have in common where, okay, you've got the sources, but we've got, okay, do you know that when you give us your stock, you know, we keep an eye on the temperature of your product, you know, so it doesn't go up and down. Yeah. Do you know our drivers do not turn the fridges off for 4 or 5 hours while they're going in, you know.
Or when they unload, they don't leave the doors open for an hour.
All these things, all these things that we do, you know. You know, when we do your deliveries, now it might not mean much to some people, but, you know, we also like to do things with charities and, you know, we sponsored the Mido Foundation for a golf day, I think last month.
Yep.
You know, we raised $18,000. It's just some of these little things.
That's good. We do the golf day too at Costco.
Yeah, and also, you know, when we do our deliveries, in our trucks, we have this fatigue management system that costs us hundreds of thousands of dollars. But we do it because we want to keep our drivers alive. We don't want accidents. You know, we want if your son's working for us and driving for us, we want to make sure he comes back to you.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this has to be paid by something.
Yes.
Someone's got, you know, we can give you a cheaper price if we don't have that in our trucks.
Absolutely.
If we cut our service.
Yes.
You know, if we don't have a full-time compliance guy.
You know what?
We can do all this, but it comes at a cost.
It's happened to me many times over the years. I used to get really upset about it. It used to bother me when I'd lose a customer and I didn't know why.
Oh, it still bothers me.
You know, yeah.
we don't lose, man.
But you know what? When you go back 2-3 times, the fourth time's kind of like you're begging for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? They'll come back. Sometimes they don't come back because they're embarrassed. They're like, you know what? I shouldn't have left. Now I'm going to go back with my tail between my legs. I'm not going back. But this is why like we were talking before we turned on the cameras, I said to you about the factory I'm building. I don't have fridges. I've only got fridges for my eggs, my gherkin, lemon juice. I build products that are versatile, that are robust, that are cold fill. So, for example, I don't have boilers. We don't do heated products. We do cold fill products. So I don't have to spend money on infrastructure with energy costs with gas. Yeah. I don't store products. So I don't have refrigeration as much as everybody else does. Yeah. So we build products. It's all science. So we build products that can have a 12-month shelf life and that can travel the world. You can send it to Japan. You can send it to Korea. You can send it to Taiwan. And you don't have to worry about, it needs to go in a reefer. And then the reefer's 10 grand just to get it to China. So it's all strategic on how you build your products and what you do. And that all comes with experience. So we didn't do that from the start. I was probing the industry and seeing what's good and what's not. My competitors, they're starting to do it now. They're looking at me and they're saying, okay, he's building products like that. I'm going to start building products like that. But they haven't got the experience because you understand, I look at every competitor. Like I say, pick your enemies. I look at every competitor and I see who's running the company and who owns the company. Most of them are bought by consortiums. You know, they're running by some CEO. The CEO, does he really care about me? No. He just cares about a graph. As long as the graph's going up and his KPIs are great, he's fine. So if I'm going up against a family business like me and like you guys, then you've got to be concerned because we're the ones that are actually got our legs on the ground.
The skin in the game.
Yeah, they're skin in the game. And we're like, hey, be careful. We're going to lose this account. We're going to win that account.
Yeah. And you were right about what you said about people being sometimes too embarrassed. We were dealing with this company delivering to the Subway stores for over 10 years. Then we lost the work and she goes, look, you know, the offer came into me. It was just too good to refuse. I'm sorry. I'm going there. I'm leaving. Anyway, wasn't long before I hear that, it didn't work and she's gone to another company, all right? I thought, oh, shit, they're worse than that other company.
Yeah.
What's going to happen there? Anyway, sure enough, the following week I get a phone call, John, can I come and see you? I said, yeah, no problem. She came down and said, look, it didn't work. And then I went to this other company. I said, why'd you go to this other company? Oh, because they said they can do this and they could do that. And when I brought them the product, they said, oh, no, we can't do that. I said, but you said you could, right?
Yeah.
And I said, okay, but why didn't you just come back to me straight away? You know what we're all about.
Yeah.
She goes, I was too embarrassed.
There you go. I told you.
She goes, I was too embarrassed to come
back. It just comes from experience. I see it all the time. They want to come back, but they're sometimes embarrassed of what they did.
And I always say to people, if they leave, and if they leave, they're normally back within 2 days to 1 month. They normally come back, right? No hard feelings. If, we're always here and we always leave it on a good note. If you're going to leave, no
What
problem.
if one of your competitors takes what's your philosophy of, like we play a game with the sales guys. So what's your philosophy? If one of your competitors takes one of your customers, what do?
I say whatever's on their trucks, go in there and hammer it or go
so
for those other customers. So
what we do is if he takes one of ours, we take 5 of his.
Yeah, that's I said 10, but anyway.
Yeah.
I say you target that, whatever's there, and you can offer them discounts.
The moment I see someone come in and take one of mine, we go out and we take 5 of his, and then we wait. We wait. Yeah. There was one guy, this is a story and a half. There was one guy when I first started, I won't say which company, but anyway, it's a competitor of mine. And the rep was going out, because I was repping at the time. So I was banging doors, all right? I was in the shops and so forth. And the rep put a word out that I was separating and the business is going to shit and the business is not doing well and da-da-da, and stop buying off him. There's a lot of mistakes and people aren't buying the product and da-da-da. So I'm going into these stores and they're going, everything okay, Pete? I'm like, yeah, why, man? They go, I heard you're separating. I said, no, dude, why? Oh, such and such said that you're separating. So I'm not separating. I heard your business is going under. No, it's not going under. Who's telling you this? He told me. Okay. Go to the next shop, same story. Next shop, same story. I go home, I go, this prick. He's trying to discredit my character. Yeah. He's trying to say everything's. So the next day I go out. Hey, John, go to the shop. Hey, John, such and such they said about me, you're not, look, I shouldn't be saying this. I shouldn't be saying this. But he's transitioning. He's turning into a woman. He wears a dress at night. He does this, he does that. He's gone on that side now. He's bullshit. Yeah, man, don't say nothing. When you say to someone, don't say nothing, what do you think's going to happen? Especially a Greek or an Italian in the shop. Oh, wow. As soon as he sees him,
before you get out the door.
You're fucking this and that on the weekends. He's going, who's telling you that? Who's telling you that? Who's telling you that? He rings me up. He goes, are you fucking serious? He goes to me. I go, what? You're telling everyone I'm transitioning? I said, buddy, you better stop the fluff, man, what you're telling about me, because I'm going to tell you, the next thing I say, I'm going to say you've cut your dick off. I'm going to say, and stop right there. And stop right there.
I've got a story nowhere near as good as that one, but I was at head office for RUR, Foodworks, right? We're having a meeting and one of them gets a phone call, right? And I'm sitting down, gets a phone call. And I can only hear his half of the conversation, right? And he goes, are you sure it's Cold Express? You're sure? And I'm thinking, what the hell? And he's going, they've gone under. They got, they're not doing any more deliveries. No, you sure? 100%. Cold Express. Yeah, that's them. Anyway, hangs up. I'm looking at it, I said, what was that about? He goes, one of your competitors just rang us to let us know, funnel all your customers to us because Cold Express has just gone under.
But that's what they do.
And I'm in the meeting with them.
Yeah.
I said, well, this is news to me. Should I make a phone call? And we started laughing.
Yeah.
I mean.
That's what they do.
Desperation.
They once they see some traction, they say, how can I discredit him? How can I drop him? How can I make him, lose the credibility he has out there?
But, it is a small industry.
Very small,
right?
Especially and the food industry. Your industry's small.
If you don't have integrity,
yep,
you're not going to last.
How many people?
You're not going to last.
This is why I mentioned hunky dory. I never mention my customers because straight away the next day.
Yeah. Why didn't you mention me?
Yeah, but I mentioned hunky dory because I know Greg. I've known Greg for so long, and I know Deborah as well. I've known these two for so long, and they're so honourable. where the competitor can give it to him for nothing. And he'll ring me up and he'll say, Pete, come down, I'll go down there, and he'll have it on his desk, and the bin will be exactly where it is now, and he'll throw it in the bin. And he'll say, just letting you know what's out there.
That's good.
The relationship I have with him. And like, I wish they were all like that.
That's a good, that means
I wish they were all like that.
It's a good relationship
And
you have with your customers, right?
because it's a franchise model, so Angador is a franchise model, all right, we never let down any of the stores. Like, we're on so high alert with him because of the relationship with Greg. Yeah. So the guys, the drivers, the van drivers, and everybody knows, don't mess this up. Because if Greg calls Pete up, Peter's going to lose his shit. So the stores could forget an order. So let's say we go on a Tuesday and a Friday to all the stores, and the store could forget an order. It does not matter. If they ring at 10 o'clock at night, the next morning we'll have the stock there, and it could only be 2 boxes, it could be. It doesn't matter where it is. It does not matter where it is. Those relationships are gold. You know, you don't have. They're not all like that.
And people remember that.
Yeah.
You know, but that's something that honestly it can't be taught.
Yeah.
It's got to be in you.
Yeah.
You know, and when I had my shop, you know, the convenience store, I remember because I used to get up and go get fruit and veggies and bring it back as well. I had this lady came in, she goes, John, and she goes, I've had the worst weekend. I said, what's wrong? She goes, I've just felt so guilty. I said, what's wrong? She goes, well, on Friday, you know, I was running late, you know, I had to, you know, do this and that, and I needed some bananas, and I was down this other road, and there was a fruit shop there, and I just jumped in and I grabbed some bananas. And she goes, I don't know why, but I just felt so guilty all weekend that I didn't come and buy them off you.
There you go.
And I said, oh, wow, I don't feel bad. But, you know, inside I'm thinking that makes me happy because I've done something right by her.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because whatever my customers want, they get.
Yeah.
You know, and I only do the best for them.
Yeah.
You know. And that philosophy we have
with Cold Express.
Yeah. We've overlaid it with what we do here.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, just yesterday I get one of my customers. He said to me, John, do you guys have family dinner on Christmas Day? I said, yeah. He goes, what? Everyone's around? I said, well, yeah. I said, you want to come? He goes, no. I just want to know you have something big. He goes, I said, yeah. He goes, all right, I'm putting something on the truck tonight. When your truck comes up to pick up, I'm putting something on there for you. I said, oh, okay. I thought maybe a hamper or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so last night Jack comes over and he goes, Dad, this is for you, right? I kid you not.
It's half the table, right?
Massive ham.
It's half the table. No.
It is this big, right?
Dad, come on. It's zipped up, right?
Come on, anyway, it's about this big, right? And it's this high. I even took a picture of the little dog next to it, like little thing, right? I opened up, it's a panettone.
Oh.
Right? It was
saw that in the
huge.
family chat.
Literally,
It
half the
was
table.
huge, right?
Massive.
And he wrote a note just saying, you know, John, I just want to thank you for everything you do for us, for our company. You know, you go over and above and beyond. And that note meant so much to me.
Absolutely.
You could give me a car as a present. That note would mean more to me.
Because he doesn't. So with that customer there, we did one of our case studies with him. Our competitors didn't pick up his stock probably about 10 years ago, Christmas week. We didn't have an account with him. We helped him out, and he's never forgiven. He's never forgotten. You know that what Dad did for him.
There you go.
But it wasn't just that.
And we have a very good relationship.
Yeah.
That's good.
But it also the competitor that we won't name it, but he sort of like was in this restaurant. And this customer walked out and he didn't even want to give him the time of day.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, come on.
Yep.
How fake do you have to be?
Yeah.
See, I think we're the same.
They're not a competitor anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, well, they pulled out of our space. So.
There you go.
But, you know, when... See, you stuffed me up again.
Sorry,
You cut my train of thought.
But we have good relationships with most of our customers. Like, I remember through school, I'd play hickey? What's the thing? Dad would take me out of school here and there. And we'd go see customers. We'd go see customers. It's a good front. That's it. So a lot of, I'm not saying my upbringing, my childhood, but a lot of my memories with Dad, of not going to school, whatever, was seeing customers.
Yes.
It's a good relationship. And just like Christmas, we used to go to the Kmart and we'd get the box of M&Ms and the Maltesers. And for the week before Christmas, busiest time of the year, don't get me wrong, we would go see most of our customers, just give us a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
You know, in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing. But to them, we've taken time out of our day to come to them, so how much we appreciate the business that we have off them.
Yeah.
I think, is there something in your business that, I guess, is there something in your business I guess it's all you guys do it all. Actually, I just realized it's all you. What do you?
You still buy. You got suppliers. That supply
How do you
you.
show? How do you show appreciation?
So we for our for suppliers. So with for example, oil, we pretty much get a lot of love from other. It's kind of reverse because we spend a lot of money with the oil company. So the oil company's bringing us the chocolates. Yeah. You know, sugar company, you know, would be bringing us the chocolates because we're spending a lot of money with sugar.
We get a lot of love from Westpac because
that's right.
We borrow a lot of money off them.
Yeah. But what I've been doing the last probably 7-8 years is so I spend a lot of time in China because we've got a lot of suppliers in China. So all my cups, my bottles, my lids, my labels, my film, it all comes from China. Because I mean, it's very expensive and costly here to buy bottles. You got to understand that for us to get the ticket price to what, let's say, Costco wants, it's a hard task. It's very hard to get to that number that we want to, because we don't choose to put it on that price. It's a mutual negotiation.
You don't choose the price of the product?
Well, we don't. We kind of sit down together with the majors and say, okay, where does this need to be? And they'll say, oh, you know, if it's this price, it will do well. Yeah. And then we'll go back and say, okay, let's crunch some numbers. Yep. Oh, can we go a little bit more? Can you bring? And we find the happy medium together. Right. This is why. And Costco's so experienced because they have that global footprint. They know where prices are meant to sit. Yeah. You're not dealing with another supermarket, which I won't mention, where the guy's come out of toilet paper and he's gone into food and he thinks he's Gordon Ramsay and he's going to tell me what food and what it costs to make and so forth, you know. Yeah. You're dealing with Costco's very professional and they know their shit. They know their stuff very well. So when it comes to packaging and all that, it's all fun. So when I go to China, like I was just there when I responded, because I didn't respond to someone who ever sent me an email. I was in China and I apologise for that. But when I go there, I've got cars waiting for me. Mate, I'm treated like a king. My wife freaks out. Like they pick me up in a Maybach. It's awesome. I'll send you a video. They'll pick me up, they'll put me in the best hotel because the culture is amazing. Yeah.
Is that Shanghai?
I go everywhere. Shanghai, Guangzhou,
We're going to go to Shanghai.
I go to Ningbo.
Next month to look at for our next step is we got 40 guys at night that just do consolidate boxes for our cross-stocking site. We need an automation for that. So we're going to go to China, I think, the next few weeks, actually.
So we're not automated yet. All this new facility is going to be automated. So all this hard work is to get the new facility up to automation. Yeah. It's too expensive to have staff. Let me tell you something. Back in the day with me and your dad, when we were younger in our 20s, there were companies that used to brag about how much staff they have. Oh, I've got 60 staff. I've got 100 staff. Wow. Today, me and your dad will call those guys with 1,600 idiots. You know what I mean? Because it's too difficult. Those days, you know, you didn't have to, like today we have to worry about.
And it's not that you don't want to. It's too hard. It's too hard. It's too expensive.
How am I going to reach that target price that we're discussing about on the shelf when I'm paying high staff costs? Yep. I'm paying payroll tax to employ people. I've got to pay a HR division just in case I said something wrong. You know how many times I've said something wrong and it's cost me money? Like, it's stupid. It's stupid.
It must be working overtime.
Yeah, it's just, you could be out, you know, I won't get into it. It's fucking insane the way it's become this country in terms of staff and the cost of staff, where you're forced to automate. You are forced to automate.
Well, we are now. We are getting forced.
And that's why I say, as a joke to my staff, you know, paid enemies, because I'll guarantee you, I could walk downstairs to one of your best guys and give him $100,000 a year extra on top of what you're paying him, and he'll give you his resignation tomorrow. 100%. I'll fucking guarantee it.
100%. No, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to wait till tomorrow. I think he'll leave.
And that's where I say I call them paid in, because they will turn on you straight away. And you know what? I don't blame them. Maybe I would probably have do the same. But that's why you can't
Look, I'd like to think there's a few that wouldn't take that.
Yeah, look, I had one of my best guys be offered some money and it wasn't even nowhere near the job that he's doing with me. And he told me, thanks, but no, Pete, I'm going. So I had to match it because he actually knows his shit.
Yeah.
And I had to match it. No, I'm telling you. It does not matter. Money talks.
Yeah, I know, but I'd like to think
Money talks.
I
like to think that makes you feel good.
But they're sitting in this room.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It will make you feel good if you think that, but at the end of the day, and I don't blame them, this is not a hit against staff. At the end of the day, they got their own pockets they need to worry about.
We can't run our businesses without them at the end of the day.
But I need to automate. I have to automate, otherwise I won't last as long as I have. I need to be competitive. This is a market that's competitive. That's right. It's too fast paced. That's why it's called FMCG, fast moving consumable goods.
Yeah, and that's why we're looking at this automation, going to China to have a look at this automation, because we know our competitor, our main competitor. And for us to be competitive on his price, we have to automate.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Otherwise we can't. Yeah. I would love to say, no. If my customers are happy to keep, the prices, but they're always going to be...
But you're not getting...
They're getting price pressure put on them.
Yeah, but we have to think of different generations. See, me and you are saying, we'd like to employ staff and we'd like to do this. And like, yeah, but that's the generation we grew up in. Think about it now, it's different. 30,000 immigrants are coming every month into this country. They're not coming in and working as hard as my dad did. No. And you know what? They're coming in entitled. They're coming in and they know the HR rules. You can't fuck around anymore. They're coming in with a different mindset. So, and they're not putting in the work. They're not pushing themselves and saying, you know what, I have a job and I'm proud of it.
No, but they're coming in and they're not even getting jobs and they're coming in. And we're looking after them.
My staff will walk in at 5:29 when they start at 5:30. My dad used to go in at work at 4:45. 4:45 when he started at 5:30.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And when it's 2:30,
if you're on time, you're late.
It's 2:30, they fucking run out the door, clock watchers, And there's no problem. They know I shit stir them every day about it.
Yeah,
so it's not like I'm,
We have one that when she starts her car, we know it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
we know it's 5, and literally
it's 5:01.
No. Yesterday
it's 5:01.
It was 5. So I don't know how she got to her car within. Within 30 seconds.
I once heard a conversation of, I'm going to have to transfer to my colleague because I actually go on break now. It's like 11:56. Because I actually go break in 4 minutes. I can't handle this situation right now. I'm going to have to transfer to a colleague. Because you go on break in 4 minutes?
Yeah. It's very hard. Because mate, I'm sick of being a psychologist. I don't deal with them anymore. My wife does. I feel sorry for my wife. She'll handle HR issues. Then we've got also our own HR team. And she will deal with it. Because I don't know how to sometimes address some issues that I'm very abrupt and you could say something wrong.
So on this,
it's something you just hurt someone's feelings for no reason.
On that, how important do you think culture is in your family business?
Well, that's the whole idea. It was once important. Is it important anymore? Is it? Is it important? Is culture important or are systems important? Can you tell me that?
I'm going to say both.
I reckon systems are important.
Systems built on culture are important.
I reckon systems are important. More important than culture. What's culture? You saying fucking everyone holds hands and says kumbaya. What's fucking culture? Oh, everybody else, go and make sure you say happy birthday to Joe because it's his birthday today. Let's go all sing happy birthday to Joe.
Okay. Culture's not the right word.
And we're singing happy birthday on my fucking time. Sing happy birthday at 3 o'clock. But we're singing happy birthday at 2 o'clock. Let's all sing happy birthday. And we're singing. We got the biscuits in the fucking tea room and I walk past. What are you doing? Oh, it's his birthday today. We'll go sit around and say happy birthday.
We do the same thing.
Is that culture?
Hang on. We had 3 birthdays in like a day after the other. I said, no, just do one, but have all the 3 in the one day.
Yeah, well,
come on, do it on. Because I look at it. This is $500 an hour.
Yeah. There you go. So I believe systems are important. Everybody's got to follow the rules, structure, and if everyone steps out of line, whether it's mental abuse to someone else or upsetting anybody else, well, bring it to us. We'll address it. But even addressing it, have you addressed an issue before?
Yeah.
How many minutes do you have to do? Sit down 2 times, 3 times?
I did it this morning.
How hard is it to tell someone you're a fucking idiot? What'd you do that for? How hard is it to say, can you please not speak to this person in that manner? How hard is it to say that? But I've got to say it once in a nice way.
Literally
then I'm going to leave. Give them 2 weeks. No, hold on.
We did it this morning.
I've got to give them 2 weeks to say it, and then I'll revisit it after 2 weeks and say, how'd you go? Did you speak about it nicely with the person? Yeah, I did. Okay, that's the second meeting. Write down minutes. Okay, yeah, no problem. Am I going to do that shit? My wife does that. My wife and the girls do that, admin. I don't do that. I haven't got the patience for it because they're playing me. They know. They know they should be speaking to someone with respect.
Yep.
And don't disrespect your team member. So his culture, I don't know what culture is anymore in a business. I believe you need systems. Follow the systems. That's it, man. You follow the systems and you won't go wrong.
Okay,
Follow the
so
systems, you won't go wrong.
yes, your business, any successful business has systems.
Yeah.
It's systemized. If you systemize your business, you got a good business.
Yeah.
But I think where Jack was coming from, I think it's culture, and I think it's a blend of integrity as well, right? No, because Jack, and this happened last month where we're looking at another site at the moment, right? And Jack said, I've already sort of like committed to these agents, that we're going to go with them. Now, another agent's found out and said, come with me, and cut a long story short, we're going to give you 350 grand as part of our commission kickback to you guys.
Yeah.
Right? Now, straight away I'm thinking, whoa, that's a lot of money, 350 grand.
Yeah.
Just to get, whether we get it through this one or that one, but what's the difference? Now, we do have a good relationship, and Jack goes, Dad, we can't. We can't. I've already committed myself.
Yeah.
And I said to Jack,
because those agents helped us get this side, the other side.
I said to Jack, okay, well, how do we work this out? I said, you know what? Ring the guy up and just tell him what the story is. Just tell him, we'll go with him, but see if he can do something there. But
we'll find out more about it, because we've done deals before, but we've never heard about an agent giving us kickbacks. We wanted to,
and like I'm not into kickbacks or anything like that. I believe
rebates,
they. And that night I said, Jack has learned, because if you then go with this other person, you have basically sold yourself for 350 grand. Yes, that's a lot of money, and most people would take it in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Right? But it just means that our name is worth more than money.
Yeah.
Because, if you're known as that type of person, business is business, but there are some things that.
But that's not based.
Once you say something,
that's your integrity and the way you carry it. It's not based on culture.
Once you say
culture,
something,
they want you to put a sign up on the wall and say we work in a happy environment. This is that, and you run by certain ethos within the company.
So you think it's bullshit? Yeah, you say it's bullshit.
No. Man, it's all talking points.
I agree with that though.
That's correct. That's where I'm more saying more culture.
It's all talking points.
Culture wasn't the right word then.
Yeah. It's all talking points. It's all fluff.
No, because
it's all talking points. I'm telling you now, half the people, if you organise like a barbecue, we're all going to get to know each other, but half of them are saying, I've got to go to this fucking barbecue. If I don't go, such and such is going to say that. This and I've got to go. Let's just go. We won't stay long. Promise. We'll go. They go an hour, and you've just wasted all this money on your culture barbecue, and fucking people are there just because they don't want to be there, but they're going so no one says anything. Mate, you know what? At the end of the day, it's a business. It's not a fucking hobby. It's not school. We've spent money here, and we're here to run a profitable company, a professional company. So we run by systems, follow the systems. You don't follow the systems, you'll eventually be either downgraded to another department or eventually escorted out. It's just how it is, But it's, I know. I hear people. I hear people. That's the culture of our business, and and I've known this guy for so long, and his wife works for the company and so forth. And listen, you're paying their bills. They're happy. Okay. The moment they get something better, your culture's fucking gone out the window. They're leaving, and don't get offended. It's business. If someone like at the end of the day, my guy came in, one of my good guys. He actually became a good friend with Mikey. Dominic. If Dominic didn't accept my offer and he left, I don't take things personal. What did he do? He got a better offer and he left. What am I going to say? Oh, well, you just broke the culture chain, Dominic. You know what I mean? Come back here. No, he left. He's gone. Done. Move on to the next. Am I going to put energy and effort into culture when everyone decides to move on?
I think we've got a different understanding of what we mean by culture. Because to me, what culture is like we, as a company, we don't lie to our customers.
Yeah.
That's my culture.
That's one of our values too. That's
To me,
Again,
culture.
That's how I see it.
That's how I see culture.
No,
right?
they're your values, that's your integrity, that's the way
Yeah, but that's how I
Culture's
see
not the right
it.
word.
Right?
The word
Yeah.
you were looking
No,
for is
no,
values.
no. The culture's right, and that's why I asked it because I wanted to get his take. Peter's right, but I would spin it back and say, right, you're coming from that approach, but if you had good culture, maybe that guy wouldn't have left. Yes, the rate's a bit more. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's like culture's like, we're not anal on, okay.
Jack,
You
TDK,
finish
Tom
at
Training
5.
left Carlton because he got paid more at St Kilda.
Yeah.
The reason I say
That's
it
it.
is because
You can't blame him.
Football.
Yeah.
And that's all about culture.
You can't
Isn't
blame him.
footy culture?
You can't blame him.
And it's all about culture.
the reason I bring
They're
it
just
up.
buzzwords, bro. They mean shit.
You can't blame him.
They mean shit.
He's
It's just
looking
all
after
this
his
crap.
family. He's looking after his family.
I
Everyone
get
wants
it.
to complicate business. It just keeps all bullshit. Just keep loading on the crap. There's nothing.
The reason I bring it up is because we've joined. I'm not sure if you've heard FBA, Family Business Association. We've joined them this year,
Okay.
and I'm in a forum group, and it's across all industries, right?
Okay,
and
good.
it's pretty. For us, this year's going to go out there, try and find an organisation you can connect with, and also do events that bring customers together. So our golf day, we throw our own golf day. Our own customers brought them in, and that was good, right? That's what this year's been about. Plus, that's also part of the reason we started this. But in these groups, a lot of family businesses, and they're not just like you're still first or second, and so are we.
See, I would never, for me, I would never have done the golf day. I would never have done this, what we're doing here. That's just not me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. Jack wants to do it. One thing that I'm doing for him that I guess my father never really wanted to do with me was let me try different things.
Absolutely. You have to.
Right? I'm happy for him to try. Has he made mistakes? Shit, yeah.
Many times I've many times forced myself not to go in and watched everything through the camera just to see how my boys perform. Like I've literally gripped my teeth and gone, I'm not going in today. I want to see them run the whole show. Yeah. And now I'm not going in tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not going all week. And you know what? They perform better without us. Because they don't have that load and stress of dad. Because when I go, it's like, I'm scared to make a mistake. Oh, why is this on the ground? Why is that on the ground? Because I tell them, when I walk past, I said, like if I walk past and I see something on the ground, I said, why'd you walk past that?
Yeah.
Who's going to pick it up? Culture? Is fucking culture going to pick it up? Culture's not picking it up.
I'm not saying culture anymore.
We'll be in the car park and there'll be
Yeah.
a piece of paper on the ground. Dad's like, you see that?
Yeah, see?
The bin's there. You can't pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. So, and I feel like they perform better without me, and I watch them. I watch them. And I'm kind of the troubleshooter.
Like Jack said to me a while back, he goes, Dad, because I asked him a question about that. He goes, Dad, I've got this. You don't need to be here. I said, Jack, you don't understand. It's not the fact that I'm checking up on you. I want to know that you can handle this situation, because if I know you can handle this situation, then I can relax. I don't have to worry about that. But how am I going to know you can handle this if I don't witness it? I want to see that you. It's not that I'm, checking up on you. I just want to see for myself how you handle things. If you handle it well, great, mate. You can handle something better than I can. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the opportunity, but allow me the ability to monitor you.
Do you say to them, to your boys, if they come up with an issue, do you say to them, okay, what would you do now?
Yeah.
Because that's what I say. So if there's an issue
Yes.
that comes up, he'll ring me and say, Dad, such and such has happened.
Come back with 2 solutions.
Yeah, and I'll say to him, okay, what would you do? He goes, I'll do A and B. Okay, how about you do that, then ring me back? He doesn't ring me back. It's done.
Yeah, there are times where...
But they're scared. Look, I understand, because your kids and my kids, they've seen the hard work you've put in. They're literally shit scared in case they make a couple of errors that's going to cost the company a lot of money.
I don't think he's scared about that.
Yeah, so
They're not scared about losing money.
So the difference with me is if I spoil a batch, so let's say we're making a product. If I spoil a batch, it's like 7K, maybe 8K. Okay. So if he doesn't put the vinegar in at the right time, or doesn't emulsify the eggs at the right time, or the temperature of the oil is not coming at the right time, and he curdles a batch, we've lost 7K. So he's literally sweating bullets when he's making products, because he's thinking, 3 mistakes, that's 20 grand.
Yeah.
So he doesn't make that. So if there's something going wrong, he'll ring me, Dad, such and such, the oil's going in too fast, or the oil's going too slow, or whatever, It's a little bit more intricate into what we do, and there's a bit fear into it.
But if he says, you know, I'm going to get this product here for this customer, you know, it's got to go into state, blah, blah. Now, if we don't do it, we could lose 20, 30, 50 grand.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because we stand by what we do.
Yes. You could lose the future business of the customer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, so, you know.
No, I mean, this year, Dad stepped back a little bit and sort of let us make a bit more decisions. I mean, you've been away for half the year anyway. So.
Profit and loss doesn't like it, but anyway.
Yeah, I know it doesn't like it. But I'd say one step back to then go, you know, one step back to go 2 steps forward. You know, we've done a lot of changes here. This site we launched in January.
Yeah, I remember when you got this.
We launched our line haul division this year.
Good.
You know, we're going next week to have a look at
man. Well
business
done.
in Sydney. So like things are going good, although you know that's come back, but it's explained. Like you can see why it's like that. You know, we put on more of a team to cope with more of the growth. But yeah. Anyway, I think I'll wrap it up there. It's been 2 hours. Peter, thank you for coming
Has
on.
it been 2 hours?
No,
Yeah.
wait,
It's 4
hey,
o'clock.
we haven't even got to the
No
start.
way.
It's
Bloody Italians, mate. You talk too much.
It's
Talking about burning the flag.
No, that's all right.
Good on yous. Well done.
I appreciate you coming on.
No problem,
It's good. Yeah.
Are you serious?
You and Dad
Yeah,
shares a lot of your values,
Good,
right? It is, yeah. So yeah, we appreciate you coming on, and thanks, Alex, Dad, coming on, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all the our viewers out there. This wraps up 12 months of the CX show. So it's been a journey, and what a way to send us
And
off.
it was a very fitting guest for our final show.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
It was
So
good.
it's good. Yeah,
It's fun.
So
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Like that.